This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Pleasure consultants are standing by. We'll take caller 9844999 Ola, and you'll play profile. This coming up in minutes. Headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, watching Netflix in bed could be killing your sex life, according to a new study.
Well, you could be doing other things other than watching Netflix.
Exactly.
Like watching butt flex.
Yeah.
Watching your biceps flex.
Usually comes after the sex is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, watch the right show. Give me before.
Bam, let's watch Breaking Bad.
There's a
That
reason
gets me in the mood.
It's not called chill and Netflix.
That's right.
It's not the order on that one.
But it could be. It's the funner order.
Well, it should have been. But
I think they should say new shows you start watching.
In bed?
Well, yeah, because if you're just watching a show you've seen before, you'd be like, let's have sex right now.
Sure.
But if it's a new series that you're really into, I could fathom saying,
It's like
let's
Ted's.
finish this episode.
Hang on one second.
It's like Ted's theory on dinner, sex then dinner.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They should have like
catching fire.
like sex then dinner makes you thinner. You know, people do it then.
Women are more than twice as likely as men to use the word thanks when sending money through Venmo.
Okay.
I think it's just because women are nicer than men.
No, because men don't want to send money. They do it enough. I mean, they just do.
I just want to say for the record, I don't have that, and stop asking me.
I don't have it either. I've never been asked, so
Who
I'm
asked
kind
you?
of thinking my
People
stars.
ask all the time. Just Venmo it to me.
Venmo the money, dude?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does nobody
No.
use PayPal anymore?
No.
That make it sound like because it's convenient, it's something you want to do.
I don't know.
Like you're still asking me to give you money. I understand,
Right.
but you're not asking me to order a pizza.
A photo taken in Minneapolis went viral the other day because it looked like someone had hung effigies of black people on their porch. So people thought it was a racist thing. Turns out the person who lives there owns a custom piñata company. Someone had ordered a bunch of piñatas that wanted to resemble the people in their wedding party, and some of those just happened to be black people.
Oh, no.
I would have to apologize.
You can't.
Hey, mother effers!
Look, you still can't put that out on your porch.
No,
like
you
that.
can't.
That's not cool.
It's
Especially
still
if
not good. I'm with you. I get the reason why they did it. That would alarm me, too. I'd be like,
It would alarm
You think,
anybody.
you think somebody was hanging themselves? You know, it looks like a figure, like when you...
Sure.
Yeah, Jesus.
But even then, okay, I'm
I
walking
don't know
past...
that I would have thought they were hanging
Well,
themselves.
they're pinatas.
Right.
I thought they were hanging. I thought they,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Right.
you're walking past somebody's porch. You see a bunch of black effigies hanging in a porch. You say, hey, dude, what's going on? Does it make
Exactly.
you feel better when he says, don't worry, they're pinatas?
Yeah, it's...
We're gonna
Oh,
take
so
a-
you
yeah.
beat them too?
We're going
like-
to take them back
like,
to him
the
in a few
moment, the
minutes.
moment you realize...
Because the white man believes that black people are full of candy.
He got the sugar.
I mean,
We don't have veins, we have licorice.
the moment you realize you're in a van outside of an elementary school, you know, you go, oh, this is not a good situation.
Right.
I shouldn't be here.
A restaurant in L.A. recently debuted a new burger that comes with 2 soft tacos as a topping.
Damn, man.
A burger that has soft tacos?
Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah, you know what? I'll split it with you, bud. We each get a taco.
Let's do it, man.
Look at that. We just get a taco. Holy crap.
Compromising.
1 burger, 2 tacos.
That somehow sounds terrible.
Because of you know why.
Yeah. A couple in Zimbabwe got married over the weekend, 5 days after the bride lost her arm to a crocodile.
Oh, really?
Damn.
I like her, man.
What,
You like her?
Yeah.
What, did he say?
She walked down the aisle with half an arm.
Was it the right arm or the left arm? Did he get to save money on a ring?
Says that she reached down into the water and the crocodile said, I'm not working on it.
Oh, no. Well, if she reached down in the water, that was her dominant hand. That's not good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but she's
Oh,
probably right
she
handed. He
lost
still
her
had to buy
hand,
a
man.
ring.
It's a croc.
But if she did reach with her right hand, because that's her dominant hand, then she saved the
He's
wedding
still-
ring.
Right, he
On the
still had to
left
buy a
arm.
ring.
Yeah, see?
He's like, dip
No.
the other hand in.
Now-
Save the engagement ring, Miles.
The engagement.
She
Oh,
didn't get
right.
the wedding ring yet.
Well,
they
the
hadn't been married.
wedding ring is small change compared to the engagement
Okay.
ring. You know how this stuff works? The engagement ring's got the big old diamond on it, all this
Right.
spectacular stuff. The wedding ring is essentially just a band. Mm-hmm. So you're paying the mucho dinero
Right.
for the engagement. So if he would have bit off that arm, then that would have been an expensive
But it's okay because she's not
arm.
engaged anymore. Now she's married, so she doesn't
Yeah,
need
but
it.
she would still want a wedding ring, an engagement ring. If he bit that off and took it,
And the slow dance sucked.
But I
I
mean,
just want to say
that's-
for the
Right, it really
record,
did.
if your fiance's arm gets bitten off by a crocodile, Do not ask her if she saved the ring.
Yeah. It's the, you know,
That was like 2 months' salary.
And it always feels like
woman's
you're
arm
getting,
was bitten off.
It always feels like you're getting like the half bro, half insincere hug with the one arm. You know, it's like, it's not real because it squeezes and tight. And you can't really get on there and go, you know what I mean? You can't really bro in. You know what I mean?
Plays mean defense. 79% of people who drive to work say they think of it as me time when they can get away from it all.
Yeah. But people, they can sing, they can fart, they can talk on the phone. They can do
If you
whatever
can't
they want.
masturbate, it's not me time.
Yeah.
40% even say they love being in their car, but 38% also admit that they're likely to swear when they have road rage, which, again, it's...
yeah.
Right. Who's
That's why
going to
they
hear
call it
you?
road rage.
Me time, no matter if you take public transportation, if you're on a train, if you're on a bus, whatever
Right.
it is. I mean, that's your me time.
I think I rant to myself every time I'm in the car between work.
Well, sure.
I don't get that if I'm on
In the
bus.
summer, too?
Yeah.
Be careful.
Why?
Someone going to hear you.
In the summer?
Yeah, when your windows,
Windows
are
are
down.
down.
Man, I got AC. I don't need no windows down.
All right.
I can cuss out anybody I want. Right. So all the racist crap I can think of.
Right. I'm a
Get out
terrible
of the
person,
way,
Ted.
you.
I just get it all out in the car in between work. According to a new survey, the most popular way to drink Coke is out of a glass bottle. And the most popular food to drink it with is...
Tacos.
Miles?
Hamburgers.
Beer. You're not working on it.
Thrill got it. Burger. Mm-hmm. You drink Coke with a beer?
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
I need something to wash down this beer, man. Can I get a Coke?
Beer for lunch, beer
I
for
need
dinner.
some sugar.
Yeah.
You know, my mom does that. She goes, I have a Bloody Mary and a Coke chaser.
It's like, it's just two separate drinks at that point. It's not a chaser.
And you didn't order a shot.
Right.
You don't need a chaser. You ordered a cocktail.
It's a drink.
Introverts and extroverts both skip parties, but they skip different types of parties, according to a new survey. Introverts are more likely to skip things like pool parties and birthdays, and extroverts are more likely to skip baby and bridal showers.
Oh.
Go with the extroverts.
I was going to say, I hate
Hang
showers.
with the extroverts.
That makes a lot of sense.
Ted's down for the pool party.
I feel like the introverts are missing the good ones.
I know you guys are.
No, we're not. Maybe we just like board games, Ted. Maybe we don't like to take our shirt off in front of people.
Is board game spelled B-O-R-E-D?
No. Scientists in London just developed a groundbreaking hormone injection that helped people lose weight, up to 14 pounds in 4 weeks.
It's called exercise.
I was going to say, with diet and exercise, the pill works, right?
Right. Nothing else
And
to that
also
story.
diet and
That's what it is.
exercise.
Is that the whole story? Just take a pill and you could be thin? Well, expect to see this on your shelves soon for $100 a pop.
You can snort cocaine and get thin. You're not going to eat. I mean,
That's
or
a
you
strong
can diet
point.
and exercise. Like,
I mean, there's drugs you...
you've ever seen a fat meth head? Right? I mean, like, if you really want to lose weight, man.
Carl's really out of control, but damn, he's trimmed.
I'll think about meth head.
Looks great.
Always chewing, but never eating.
Oh, dude, yeah.
According to a new survey, there's a lot of safety issues with Airbnb properties. Mm-hmm. The researchers found 58% didn't have a fire extinguisher and 20% didn't even have smoke detectors.
Oh, that,
You
man.
gonna die.
What about that camera right there in the toilet paper roll checking out my Jimmy? Not even thinking about that.
I thought every home had to have smoke detector.
Yeah, I think they do.
They're supposed
They're
to.
supposed
But
to,
if you take them out, they don't beep when the battery runs out, Ted. A woman went to the doctor to hopefully get her nonstop runny nose checked out, but it turned out that it wasn't snot coming out of her nose.
What was it?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are coming up 1 hour from now. First, the game is up.
The Men's Room presents Profile
And
This.
Stephen Throw-Hilgen to please tell everyone how Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Shane. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right,
Hello.
Shane, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
All right, let's go to Roscoe Village outside, somewhere in Illinois, where a burglar, he might have gotten away with the crime had he not stopped to enjoy 2 bottles of the victim's booze. A 47-year-old woman called the cops to her home after she discovered a stranger was inside of her house with the doors locked. It was about 8:45 in the morning. With the woman's permission, police forced their way into the apartment, and that's where they discovered the 50-year-old man hiding in the bathroom. Now, nearby, cops found an empty bottle of Jack Daniels and an empty bottle of Jim Beam. Officers say they also found the victim's credit card and some of her clothing in his backpack. Now, court records show that this guy, he's a registered sex offender, and was sentenced to 7 years plus a 4-year consecutive term for criminal sexual assault in 2005. It looks like he'll be going back to prison now for burglary. Do you believe that this lovely stand-up pillar of society is black, white, Mexi, or Jew?
I looked at the sex offender registration a while ago around where I live, and I noticed a lot of them are white.
I would say that you can absolutely take Mexican and Jewish out of this equation.
Yeah.
Based on the amount of Jack Daniels and Jim Beam that was drank.
Hey, man.
Two full bottles. I mean, that's just not the drink of choice, I would guess. I would think this is black and white. If you're like, Jim whiskey, it just seems black or white.
But
where was it at?
It's
Illinois.
in Illinois. My only argument with that, when you drink that much Jack and that much in one
You gotta
setting,
like it.
But I mean,
It's gotta
not
be your
just like,
drink.
you're an alcoholic.
Yes, for
like
sure.
at that point,
Yeah.
look, this. I know what you're saying in general. Like if he take a sip, I'd be like,
But if
okay.
you love it that much where you don't leave the house and you just keep drinking it, you actually like it. You enjoy it.
I don't think you love it. I think I would thrill. I think that guy just saw saw two
these are
bottles
two
of booze.
handles, man.
That's a lot of booze. So
Put
right,
it this way: we polished off a gallon of Everclear. Does anyone here like it?
No.
None of us do.
We did it because we
and
had
we
to.
said we
It's
did not
crime
have
of,
to.
You're right. It was a crime of opportunity.
That's exactly it.
right, like people drink beers because they like them.
Or I drink Rolling Rock because you've offered it to
But
me for
he
free.
stayed and drank it there because he could have taken those bottles and taken it home with him and got drunk. But he purposefully sat there and drank them in that
That's what I mean.
residence.
That's an alcoholic.
Okay.
If you like
All right.
them, you take them with you. You're an alcoholic. You're going to drink them
So
there.
he drank them there, and what else?
2 bottles. And then he had like some of her credit cards and like normal burglary stuff in his backpack.
All right, Shane, what are you thinking?
I think I'm going to stick with white.
Final answer?
Final answer,
We're going to
bud.
find out if he's black, white, Mexican, or Jewish next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Profile this takes us to Illinois and a burglar who broke into Oldman's home and he found a couple bottles of bourbon and whiskey. That was good enough for him to just stay the night. He basically just started drinking and ended up passing out in the house.
Yeah, he finished 2 bottles, man.
Before he was busted there when the homeowner tried to get in, the door was locked, and then the cops came, and turns out he's probably going back to jail.
Oh, yeah. Keep in mind, he has some priors as well. But, Shane, we asked you if you thought this guy was black, white, Mexican, Jew, and you went white. You even said, look, man, he got popped for what a prior, he was on the sex registry. You said a couple of months ago you'd done the check on your sex registry. Seemed like white guys, all that stuff.
Oh!
Damn it. Hang on. No, that was the wrong button. That was the wrrong button. There we go. Sorry. Mexi.
It was Mexican.
Oh!
Ted's like, I was going to say Mexican.
Oh, Ted.
I was.
Okay. Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Do you guys remember years ago the Seattle Seahawks were playing against the Miami Dolphins? And it's a daytime game. Does anybody remember what funny thing happened that game?
I do not recall this.
I don't know.
All right. It was the sprinklers. And the sprinklers popped off.
Yeah.
Oh, was it in
Okay.
Miami?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was in Miami.
I do remember
Oh,
that.
okay.
now.
All right.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I remember that.
Right? Sprinklers popping on.
Come on, man.
Right.
I mean, it's the NFL.
And that was during the game,
Yeah.
right? Now, other sports, soccer, which of course most of the world would call football, same thing. And a lot of times you'll wet down the field at halftime or pregame or whatever. So, and I like the way, when I first saw this article today, it said an announcer is a very good professional because he works through the sprinklers. Mm-hmm. Now, when you hear this man's voice, you will know he's not just any announcer, and you can hear the part where the sprinklers start to hit him because he just laughs a little bit, but never breaks character, and he is the man. Is it in there?
Is he on TV?
Yeah. What's that? He's
on-
doing this live.
So if you're
Okay,
watching
all right.
him, you're
All
watching
right.
the
see it,
sprinklers
and
hit
he's
him.
going to get it.
Okay.
No. Jesus.
He's going to get it.
He's got to get it.
He is going to get it.
Let's recreate it.
That guy. Oh, he's looking at it all wet.
In the blue corner from Chelsea, London, number 13, Thibaut Courtois.
The sprinklers are on
Number
a little
2,
bit.
Antonio Rudiger. Number 3, Marcos Alonso. Number 4, Cesc Fabregas. Number 7, N'Golo Kante. Number 10, Aiden Hazard. And now, ladies and
Obviously,
gentlemen,
Michael Buffer.
the officials are ready. You've met the players, and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for football!
So 2 things. Number 1, go watch the video at the Men's Room Facebook page. You can see that when you see the sprinklers hitting them, it's kind of funny. It's pretty funny. And then the other thing, too, is I like the way he said, let's get ready for some football. As he only says his phrase at the boxing stuff.
That's it?
And it's the only time you hear him say it.
Mm-hmm. Although it did occur to me in that moment that Michael Buffer and Oprah Winfrey might not be that much different. Because I feel like she would have said it. Let's get ready for some football! Right?
All right, so here's the question I always have. With the rise of UFC, who's the more popular Buffer? Bruce or Michael?
Michael just has a name because his name's been there, and I've never met the guy. I don't know much about him, but everything I've heard about him is that he sucks as a human being.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think UFC guys are going to end up doing, but all you have to do, put it this way, remember there was Greg Gumbel, there's Brian Gumbel.
Correct.
One of them, right? One of them you
nice
would
guy.
not mind sitting at your dinner table. I think it's the same with the Buffer brothers.
Yeah.
Which is a weird name to say, the Buffer brothers.
Yeah, and Bruce is the other way. It seems like people really like him. But I also think, for me, whenever I see big-time boxing matches, it seems like more and more, and I like them, and Thrill, I think you'll agree with me, you see the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
I like classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
I know, he's the man.
Although he does look like the drunk on a bus. He really does. He looks like the guy, like, you've known him for years, you don't understand how he has a job. He always reeks of booze, but never seems drunk.
Yeah. And
It's just
Jimmy
that
Lennon
look.
Jr. is the complete opposite.
Right.
He's like I've met him and kind of worked with him before. He couldn't be nicer. He's like the ultimate professional. And I always just liked him because he wasn't Buffer. But man, once you get to meet him in person, he'll sit in an arena and take pictures and everything else. Awesome guy.
A nice guy. Imagine that.
Right? But the video's pretty good. And to Buffer's defense, kudos to him. Because, that sprinkler hits him direct in the face.
And he keeps on going.
He keeps on going.
Okay.
You heard that one little,
I didn't even hear the sprinkler. You would never know it just by listening to him do his thing.
Yeah, he had that one little... I will say this, by the way. It's pregame, right? Who was it? Chelsea and Liverpool. These are 2 massive clubs in England, right? And this be like I don't know, the
Yankees, Red Sox.
Yankees, Reds, right? 2 big, massive clubs, right? So you must do these announcements before the game. Seems like somebody should have been smart enough to be like, hey, Michael Buffer, don't stand there.
You know what? But they may have heard about Michael Buffer, what we've heard about Michael Buffer, and said, hey, man, make sure he stands right around there.
Yeah, make sure.
Right? You know what I mean? Just like, oh, sorry, our bad.
Yeah, it's Michael Buffer. Let's make sure we get him wet. We've been talking,
I'm sure as much money as he got paid for that, he doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he's probably got 1,000 tuxedos. I don't know why he's rich. That's the one thing I picked on him. I bet he's got 1,000 of those nice tuxedos, too.
That's where he puts all his money.
Dior, all the brands.
Yeah,
Then he invested in Warby Parker.
He's probably got a Supreme one. We were talking about having superpowers, some fun superpowers that would be different than just the ones the characters use. And then Jimmy Fallon had pretty good tweets about people's own personal superpowers.
I asked you guys to tweet out funny or weird superpowers that you wish you had. This first one is from @BigMike. 199516. He says, my superpower would be to be able to replace all the air in the bag of chips with chips. There you go. Thank you. Finally. Big Mike says it. Tells it like it is. This one's from Hagarty Matthew. He says, my superpower would be to tell if it's an actual emergency when my wife yells, oh my God, from the other room. Yeah. Usually it's about a show on Investigation Discovery. Oh my God. This one's for Iquinzu Ocha CA. He says, caller ID allows us to see who's calling. My superpower would allow me to see why they're calling. Right? Yeah.
I need a ride to the airport. It's your buddy Matthew Hagarty.
This one's from Gum Gummerson. He says, I'd have the power to turn my legs into ghost legs so I wouldn't have to get up when someone was trying to walk past my seat at the movies or an event. Just walk through me, bro. It's cool. I got ghost legs.
Pretty cool. I do it.
Come on. Just ghost it out. This one's from at Christoph he says, I want to be able to turn every Alexa's voice into Christopher Walken's. Yeah. Weather today will be. This last one is from at Brenda the Goat. She says, I wish I could look in the mirror and try any haircut. I wish I'd done that last time. Turns out I can't pull off bangs. There you go. Those are tonight's your hashtag.
I think the funnest thing would be like when you're talking about knowing what people are calling for. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, too, if you have like a friend or a relative that you don't talk to that often, sometimes they call and you just know that's going to be a long conversation.
Sure.
It'd be nice if I knew, like, oh, this is just Will checking in for a quick 5-minute one.
You know what I would do, man? I would be very charitable, and my superpower would allow women to know whether clothes fit. There's no waiting.
The brands?
Like, look, man, because what do all women say? Like, look, I'm a size this here, I'm a size this here. For whatever reason, it's not universal, so it's always the waiting game. So I'd be like, grab any article of clothing and instantly you will know whether this fits, whether or not it makes you look fat, if it's going to crush your boobs, whatever it is you're worried about. The minute you put your hand on this article of clothing, you can see an accurate picture in your mind of what you're going to look like. I'm telling you, guys would line up like, dude, please go with my wife to the store. I can't be there for 8 hours when she tries to scrap on. Like, all right.
Mine would be to know how bad a fart smells based on the situation where you're going to let it go.
Oh, you mean in advance?
Maybe if I'm on a plane, like, I can let this one out.
But wait, does it matter how bad it smells if you know no one's going to know it's you?
If that's the case, I'm good to go.
Okay,
I don't want to stew in it, though.
Yeah, but
and
it's
you're sitting there.
You are sitting there.
Everybody's like, oh, God.
But it's recycled air. It kind of sucks your fart out, blows it back around.
Yeah, depends on where you are.
I think sometimes you kind of know.
Your stomach a lot of... Look, there are times where your stomach, just based on how it feels, you know you're about to lay down the law, right?
Yeah.
Other times, it's completely unexpected, and it just goes... You think it's just some small thing to relieve pressure, and you're like, oh, my God.
This is going to be ugly.
Yeah, it was like a pepper spray, people.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those. And on the plane, I know people are irritated, but I'm like, but no one knows it's me. Could be any one of 200 of us.
You never know. I've been talking a lot about about Roseanne coming back and how much people love that. So now they're going to have an episode where basically Roseanne and the Connors get Muslim neighbors. She's going to, basically, the whole idea is that she kind of starts out thinking something might be going on because they got a big pile of manure and this and that. And then, of course, it turns out.
They have a garden, maybe? I don't know.
Right.
They're doing some
and they want to, it changes when she has to ask them to borrow the Wi-Fi password. And you find out they're just like us. Producer said, quote, Roseanne wanted to get a comeuppance. Oh. Lightning.
Yeah.
For her own bias. That was her idea.
I mean, but, the way the country is right now, obviously the show needs to be on. We chuckle about it because it's so outstandingly obvious, but obviously, I mean, not everyone's kind of caught up.
It's kind of like bestiality. You need laws for that. You didn't know you did, but you do.
But, right, like, man.
And then all of a sudden,
if we didn't tell
someone
people.
Someone a goat, then you got to change the whole state law because, apparently that was okay before.
Like, we can't prosecute them? Like, not for that.
Yeah. So, yeah, you shouldn't be
shocking. We have to tell people that. We have to tell people not to have sex
Really?
with the goat.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some laws, too, that are still in place where you go, man, does nobody thought about that or changing that one?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
But obviously, they probably haven't.
Or we never thought we needed this.
Right.
It's normally what it is.
Yeah, the first guy might get away with something.
It's not that those laws didn't need to exist for a reason, like they should have been there. No, they shouldn't have been there. But now they need to be there. Because it's so ridiculous that it needs to be there. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Some of the interactions, though, I'm kind of glad people back in the day thought we didn't need those laws.
Oh, sure. Yeah. A lot of times it says maybe we're getting worse.
All right, so this story is kind of crazy and kind of sad. There was a guy in 2014, right, that he's filming for cops.
All right.
Right? And while he's filming for cops, they go into a fast food restaurant that's being robbed. The guy in there has a pellet gun, right?
Okay.
So he points it at the guns. The cops actually return fire with actual bullets and stuff. But the TV cameraman, he got shot and killed.
Oh!
He was the boom man.
Okay, the boom man.
He was the boom man, and
enough.
he was shot and killed by the police.
Right.
So, again, the robber has a pellet gun.
Right.
I mean, he was killed, and it's not friendly fire. They misidentified him with a boom mic, and they shot him in a Wendy's.
I mean, it's sad, but on the other hand, if you're going to follow cops around on active calls or shoot, like, hey, man, you know.
It's amazing that this hasn't happened. Cops has been on for a long time.
I wonder why.
And there's a lot of footage that probably hasn't aired. A lot of hours
they didn't confuse him with the guy robbing the place.
They just didn't like him.
They just somehow accidentally.
Right. So that's what the whole suit is about. His family is like, well, he went in with you. He stood where you told him to, and then he still ended up getting shot.
Right.
I don't know. I'm with you. I think you just said it. I mean, I'm almost surprised in a dark way that this hasn't happened more often.
Much more frequently.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Cops is.
It's thousands.
Cops. It's thousands of hours of footage before something happens, but there's all kinds of action that they have to determine what is worthy of the show, what's airable, what's people signed off on. There's all kinds of things that goes into effect. It's like watching a fishing show, which I really don't do, but as soon as they turn it on, it's like, Jimmy and I are here down here, let's throw one in. Zzz. Oh, there's a big one. They were there for freaking 5 days.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they were there forever. They didn't get a freaking bite. But when they turn it on, man, when the show is on, like, oh, that's about a 3 or 4 pounder. I can bring out anybody. Get the net.
Yeah, I mean, that one's kind of just the whole story is just crazy, right? Like, number one, thankfully it hasn't happened before, and then number two is right, like I don't know what the right answer is here. Like, yes, he was where the cops told him to stand, but also like he's a guy voluntarily running into a robber.
You volunteered to put yourself in this position, and look, it was like the embedded reporters. When everything in Iraq first broke out. And these people sit there and, you know, they're trying to interview soldiers that are like, man, you need to get out of my face. And these were during active firefights. And I remember watching this and, you know, the screaming, get over there, get over here, do what your thing is. But still, a mortar goes off. If that reporter got taken out, like, it's not great, but it's like you understand the position. There's a reason why the average person does not go running behind cops when they have their guns out shooting at people.
And not only that, but if you've got the video on this thing, you can stand safely outside. The audio you'll be able to hear if people are screaming or anything else. You don't need to be inside the place like where the guy's going, sorry, the drive-thru's closed. What are you going to hear in there? You're just going to hear pop, 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 pop. I mean... Hands up,
and
get
honestly,
down. I mean,
over the years, I used to watch cops and stuff, but anymore, I just don't know that those shows really help anybody.
No, there's a whole couple networks, couple channels that just basically do that.
Yeah.
And it's a little...
Well, the difference now, you know, I think cops was different back in the day because people just didn't have a cell phone to take videos. 'Cause, I mean, you could just turn on anything now and see some cops-like activity because everyone records it. So cops now almost doesn't serve a purpose.
It's more about the campy aspect of Randy answering his trailer door in a Mutant Ninja Turtle, tank top, sitting there with the Budweiser hat on. That was what Cops was about.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that I don't know that it helped the criminals. I'm not positive it helped the cops.
Everybody, well, they say, oh, shit,
but I will say this. I do think people inertly like to watch others.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's reality. It was one of the first really successful reality television shows.
Jim Jeffries is a very funny comedian. He was on with James Corden, and sometimes the internet thinks you're dead, even when you're not, and he talks about that.
First of all, the most offensive thing about that is, when I do die, please find a better photo. Yeah, look at that! Like I've got my original teeth in that one. That's horrendous. That's me at a baggage carousel taken by TMZ at LAX when I was talking about Kim Kardashian getting robbed. Yeah. No, I wasn't in Malta. I didn't die in a car accident. But it turns out there was a guy called Jim Jeffries who died in a car accident. And so, sorry to his family. Like 5 minutes after that came out, someone sent me the article and I sent out a tweet going, well, I'm not dead. It's all fine. I'm not dead. I should have left it.
Just left it alone.
I should have let it play out for 6 hours and see if anyone would miss me. But I got in before all the nice, oh, he was a great comic. Oh, it's so sad that he's dead. No one seemed to give a shit.
I mean, wasn't that always the story with Huck Finn?
Was that his deal?
Right, remember? Because everybody thought he died on the river, and then he got to go to his own actual funeral and see all the people crying and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
forgot all about that.
Yeah. Well, people count on me for great literature references.
That's right.
But that is kind of funny. Like, the internet says you're dead. Like, there's a few hours. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's right. The initial reaction would be like, I better hop on something and let people know I'm alive. But then, I don't know. Maybe it'd be nice to sit back and see the tributes.
That's it.
Or get insulted. I'm glad that bitch is dead.
I knew she'd be the first one to go in for the subs. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. All right, we get headlines coming up here in just a few minutes with Mike. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Pennsylvania son beat 75-year-old mom over the head with a lightsaber. Belgian singer announces comeback and rebirth of career, then is found dead next day by her neighbor. Nebraska woman with runny nose finds out it's just brain fluid instead. Florida alligator causes family of 3 to be not around anymore. And speaking of Florida, a woman calls 911 when she runs out of beer. It is time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story. A woman went to the doctor after about a year of a constant cold. She had constant runny nose as well as the usual cold symptoms of a cough, sneezing, and headaches. The doctor revealed that, in fact, it was not snot coming out of her nose, but brain fluid.
Good news is you don't have a cold.
Yeah. She was diagnosed with something known as cerebrospinal fluid leak.
That's a clever name.
Sure is.
Damn. Everyone else has these long names. This just says exactly what it is.
Stay up all night with that one. Turns out that the symptoms started out about a year after a nasty car accident in which she hit her face on the dashboard.
Oh.
And doctors concluded that she was losing roughly half a pint of brain fluid daily.
Good. How much brain fluid? I mean...
Right, that's got to be just stocking up like crazy.
Right. That cannot be good.
She's since had surgery and is doing 1,000,000 times better. She said that she can actually sleep now. She doesn't have the headaches. So
your brain fluid isn't leaking out of your face. Geez. It's just the little... It's the little things, Mike.
She feels better.
She's doing crazy. Good.
Since my brain stopped leaking through my face, I feel better.
In other news, in Pennsylvania, a 42-year-old man living with his mother has been hit with an assault and harassment charge when he suddenly attacked his mother with one of his lightsabers.
Unbelievable. What I would have done as a kid to have a lightsaber, though. That'd have been the coolest toy ever, just to know that I could have a lightsaber.
Well, apparently it's cool as an adult, Mike.
Yes, it is.
His mother claims that she was just sitting in a dining room chair when he came out of nowhere and began beating her in the head, neck, back, and wrists.
Uh-oh.
When police arrived on the scene, he claimed that she was hitting herself and has many issues. He was arrested and charged.
Said the grown man with the lightsaber.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has the issues. He's also been known to commit theft and assault and all that fun stuff.
That's not the way of a Jedi.
No. Let's see. More classiness out of California. A woman was arrested for falsely calling 911 claiming a medical emergency. She had called twice in one day, and both times paramedics arrived. She claimed that all she wanted was more beer.
Oh.
How stupid are you?
Dang. This was far from the first
drink
time.
police.
Drink police.
Need a refill.
Please, help me.
This is far from the first time she's pulled this stunt. Turns out that reports show she has already made 28 false calls since February.
That's not good.
Come on,
I don't think
man.
she understands the point of that line.
No, I don't think she does either.
I need beer.
Feel-goodism is winning again. This time we go to New Jersey, where an upset mother has ruined the party for everyone. Her daughter did not make the cheerleading squad, and she just couldn't have that, so she complained to the school about it. The program decided to implement a new rule as a direct result of the complaint, and now all who try out are accepted into the cheerleading squad.
Hell, man, anybody should try out there.
Exactly.
I bet you they have.
Every guy in the whole school.
This new controversial rule has brought on some backlash from the students that work tirelessly to make it onto the squad, but the school stands by their position, saying either everyone makes the team or nobody does.
Oh, that cheerleading coach. You know a cheerleading coach, man. Cheerleading coach.
Oh, she's hating this.
Oh, she is so pissed off.
Yeah.
Cheerleading coach mom. Oh, you got to know cheerleading coach mom. She is hot about this. Her daughter.
Probably good looking, too.
Oh, of course she is. Yeah.
That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is up.
Thanks, sir. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less and What You Don't Need to Know.
Yes, indeed, it is all true. But in the meantime, we be all up out this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.